Hello, everybody, and welcome to Desperate Measures. How are you doing today?
Well,
Well,
Fantastic.
Hey, fantastic.
Doing all right.
Oh, good. First off, does anyone have any good stories to share with us before we hop into game?
I mean,
What have you been doing, Tom?
XCOM wise, yesterday I did an HQ assault in Long War, and that was
Ooh.
fantastic because we didn't lose anybody, and we killed like 36 aliens, but we took like 4 hours to do it. So
Damn.
that was a little bit crazy, but hey, nobody died, and I didn't have to feel sorry, and now I've got like a new checkpoint that I can start at instead of Gate Crasher. So yeah, that was cool.
Is the the HQ assault is the one with like the big tower that's beaming, and you've got the two paths on the left and right, and you got to go into the building at the back?
That's the network tower. That's the one before that.
Okay.
Yeah. The HQ assault comes after that, and there's usually like 40 to 60 aliens on that one, and you got to do it front to back, clear all the aliens out, because you're assaulting a base.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
I know what you're talking about. Those ones are a bitch.
Yeah. And I remember, I saw people who know what they're doing do it, and they take like 2 hours to do it, and it took me like 4 hours because I didn't want anybody to die. And what was funny is, we broke concealment because you start concealed, right?
Uh-huh.
A drone drifted over at like the very start of the mission and just saw everybody, like right off the bat. So we had to sort of turtle in the corner of the map, and that's why it took so long. Anyways, good stuff.
I usually end up turtling on the rooftops. I'll just keep everyone in Overwatch and like get one scout to try and draw the enemy into my line of fire.
Yeah,
but it's a bitch.
That's pretty much exactly how the mission played out. We stayed on top of a building for like 75% of the mission, and we cleared all the pods out, and then we're like, okay, I think there's only the command pod left, so now we can creep up. And then for the first 2 hours of the mission was just one rooftop. That's it. Yeah.
nice.
Making me want to play Long War again, and I don't know if I hate myself enough to do that.
I mean, Neal, if you could play Angband again, you can play Long War
That's
again.
true. That's true. Maybe we'll get some more Long War going on. I do miss that game.
Should play some more Angband too.
Fucking Angband, guys. We should do some more Angband. We will.
Yeah, you should.
New Year's is
got
coming
me
up.
into that game a little bit, and I had to stop because it was going to suck my soul away, so I just deleted it before it did it.
It will suck your soul away. It's terrible. It's the Long War of old school games.
I don't know. I'm
Wait, what is it
on a
called?
long war against my Steam account right now. I'm going to try to play every game on it, so we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, it's an old turn-based roguelike, but there's no saves. If you die, it's over and you have to start at the beginning, and all the items
I love it.
and everything are always randomized, so there's no like everything is always randomized, so there's never any maps or codes or like you just have to grind 99 floors of a dungeon, like going back and forth between town, and you'll make like one tiny mistake and you'll move one turn instead of doing something, and like you'll just get killed after putting 15 hours into the game. It's terrible. I've been playing this game since like the late 1990s, so 20 something years, and I've never beat this game.
Is this like one of those like ASCII type
yeah, you can get like tiles for it, but it's ASCII based.
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. I know what you mean. Yeah. Cool. I'll have to see that.
Should have named his character Angband, so if I die, I beat the game. Maybe.
That's good.
Get the hell out of here, Crazy Killer. We don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah, we do. What are you talking about? That's
that
good.
motherfucker beat the game on his like 5th try. Okay, I don't even want to talk to that guy.
So,
in fact,
sounds like you're bad at it, Neal.
I'm terrible at that game. Cool. All right, let's hop back into game after story time. Where last we left our party, you had found the Minotaur, what you thought was the Minotaur's maze. You had seen these drag marks through a swamp. You had been wading through these waters, carefully checking for leeches as you got through, and you had come to an area, rested for the night, and I believe you were going to approach the area that you thought was the Minotaur's maze in the morning.
Believe so.
Because he's got like a road made out of logs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
a channel, if you will.
Yeah.
The saving path, if nothing else.
And as I recall, the whole party's at full HP.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
The episode's called Minotaur Maze, so I can guess that it was the Minotaur's Maze.
It is. It is. I'm just trying to be cagey, man. Way to spoil my advanced DMing techniques by looking at the stream title.
The high quality player.
My bad, everybody.
You should be ashamed of knowing the obvious thing that we all already know that we're here for.
Yep.
I mean,
All
what
right.
are you really? Is that why we're here today? I didn't know, Neal. I can't believe.
Oh, surprise! Thank you.
Surprise.
I'd give you inspiration if we had it.
Oh.
Okay, let's get our Deep Dark Underground soundtrack going. And
I should tell you my spells, right?
yeah, you should put them into everything.
Nice.
Cool.
Put your spells in there. CLW, Darkness. Excellent. And that is a great question because this is, as you walk down this route, you'll see that it is cave entrance. There's a whole bunch of dirt that has been like piled on the sides of this entrance, also helping to form like a channel on either side of these logs. Big mounds that heap up maybe 8 feet high and like 12 feet wide, kind of run out of this wooden framed, it looks like almost like a mine shaft or something. It's about 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide. Make sure this is the right track that we want.
If I were to cast darkness on a creature with dark vision, it's like a magical darkness, right? They just can't see
they
through
can't.
it.
Correct.
Okay,
In
thanks.
2e, dark
Oh,
vision
nice.
is sort of like low light vision. You need just like a little bit of light for it to work. In pure darkness, it won't function.
Got it.
So pure darkness will defeat anything.
Cool.
It's not what we want is deep space EVA. That's the track we want.
Oh boy. Well, do we have any plans for when we see this Minotaur? Do we have any ideas on how we're gonna tackle this beast?
Well, I don't think tackling it would be wise, but if we can get the drop on it, I think that's the play.
Well, we're in a cave. Do you plan on crawling on the roof to drop on it, or how do you plan on getting the hang of it?
I guess being careful. I don't know if Minotaurs can see in the dark.
Well, I much can't see in the dark.
I agree.
We'll have to have at least some light, correct?
Yeah.
Anybody got a torch?
Yeah, we got torches.
Well, I didn't get light today, so unless you want to wait for me to...
No,
Read
that's
your
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
quite
whatever
all
you took was going to aid us greatly.
I'm sure Tempos knows all. Or
Okay. Well, you're gonna need light.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do it?
does someone have a torch? I actually don't have any more. I forgot to buy some last time we were there.
Yeah. I've got several torches here. I could give us some light. That's a good idea.
Oh, this is my food. I'm so sorry.
Quick run.
Run, Neal, your food is calling.
Perfect. Now we can actually plan how we're gonna kill this. So actually, how we're gonna kill this? I guess I'm in front, and then who else is up here? Tom, you and me are up front. The rest of you just
Of course.
do what you do.
Yeah.
Wasn't his food. He was...
Oh no, there's a lie.
Oh.
That's never
Scam.
happened before. No, they called me to tell me that they were going to be late. I've never had a delivery place tell me that they were going to be late delivering things.
Well, that's
Interesting.
nice of
Yeah.
them. At
Yeah.
least.
Do you think they screwed up your food? And
What
made
it means is they fucked up your order.
Maybe. That's fine with me. As long as it arrives in a reasonable time.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. You guys are now at the entrance, right? You
Yeah.
can see the cave with the timbered frames, the logs lining it, the big mounds of earth on either end, and it's dark inside.
Mhm.
It's so dark.
Well, I say we strike this torch and get on our way. I believe it's forward.
All right. So who's going to be wielding the torch? It needs to be someone who can use a one-handed weapon.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, well, I have a torch here, but usually I'm at my best when I have both hands on my sledgehammer here. So, does anyone else want to hold this?
Could I hold it while I have my shield on?
Absolutely.
Let's see.
I would assume shield strapped and then like torch in hand.
Yeah. So shields, you can either strap them to your arm or you can hold them in your hand. If you strap them to your arm, they're longer to take on and take off, but that gives you a hand free to like hold the torch.
Yeah,
so
it'll be strapped.
All right,
It's
you've got
also
a
my
strappy
holy
shield.
symbol, so.
Perfect. You have a strappy shield, so you can wear the torch as well. And let me take a look at lighting for a torch. 15 feet. All right, and it will last for half an hour.
Okay.
Um,
And I have 3 of them, so this will be 1 out of my 3 torches that I have.
perfect. All right, so who wants to walk first? I take it Ebner, because he's got the torch, is in the front.
I'll be
I got a good
right
AC.
next to him. If...
How wide is this cave?
About 10 feet wide.
So it can be 2 of us up there.
Yeah, you can have 2 people side by side.
All right, I'll walk up front with Ebner.
Okay, and I'll be right behind you 2.
Right. So when it runs over one of us, you can pick up the slack.
I guess so.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
So, does anybody know how our family's doing back home? Anybody receive any letters or pictures?
Mr. Ebner, I can't read. The letter wouldn't do
That's
me
why I
any good.
said any pictures too.
Well, I can't say that they've sent me anything. I don't know if they even know what paper and pen is, to be quite honest.
Why do we care about them again?
Well,
'Cause-
you know, she is my grandmother. She did do quite a lot for me.
Oh, right.
You know, the whole raising me and keeping me alive for most of my life.
Yeah, I guess we do care about them.
If only we could get them somewhere away from that dragon, it would be a good call, yeah?
Yeah, I wonder what the logistics of moving an entire village away from a dragon out of that shithole train would be.
That'd be
It'd be
very
quite an
difficult.
undertaking.
Well, it would depend on how many individuals are there. I mean, I can't remember the exact number. Maybe the voice in the sky can remind me how many people are in my village.
About 200.
I can't remember. About moving 200 people couldn't be too hard. I mean, that's a small force, but maybe it could be done.
It's a small force, but we do have to worry about maybe some eyes and ears back in Tassel.
Maybe.
All right, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Don't give the DM any ideas on what we're thinking of doing. Let's keep it okay.
All right.
All right, well, here you are in a cave. By the light that the dwarf has, you can see dimly into the distance. The dwarf should be able to see further, but lighting is super awkward because
You
each...
can just tell me if I see something?
Yeah, I'm going to try and find a way to give you better light. Give you your actual... Here, this is what you can see, and I'm just going to create a separate object that you will have to just move with you.
Okay.
And that way you can see your full distance, and they will see their partial distance.
If you can put it to the left of me, then I can just... Yep, and I'll...
Yeah. All right, let me...
If you box, you can always grab both of them, too.
Yeah, I'll grab both of them.
I also
And then who's
feel
up
like
next to me?
That'd be me. That'd be I.
Just making sure.
Yeah, I was just getting off the torch so you could... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. You can't
Oh,
touch me.
I should assign it so everyone can play with the torch. All right. There you go. You should be able to touch and move the torch now.
Okay. Think I got them both? All right.
Great.
All right. There looks like there's a...
squares feel real small.
They are pretty small, but that's all right.
Maybe our characters are just real big.
I did half-size squares, so you can do like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So each square is now like 2.5 feet instead of
Okay.
5 feet. Yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about the cave you see here. The walls have these long gash marks. They are hard, medium packed earth. There's constant timber framework sort of everywhere to support the ceiling. And it looks kind of shoddily hacked together. It's very rough-hewn sorts of wood. You don't see any nails binding the boards together, so it sort of looks like you'll have like 2 posts and a post across, but they're not actually attached to help hold up the ceiling. Like, you could probably knock over these support walls pretty easily. And as you walk in, you hit a 3-way intersection, a 4-way intersection, left, right, and forward. in this rough maze.
You want to go straight, right, or left?
Well,
And I'll point towards them because I don't think you know what those mean, but you might.
okay, I think we know our left from our right.
I think.
Well, I believe there's some logic that says always left first, but I would be open to suggestions.
I'm fine with going left first.
Left would be mighty fine. All right, let's head that way.
Yeah.
Whoever's in the back, keep watch of my tail, because I can't.
Of course.
When I
Can't
get
see
up
much
here,
back this way, but
I'm gonna
I'll
like
let you
just do
know.
a quick look through both directions and see if I see anything.
Yeah, you look to the left and the right, and both passages seem to curve forward. You know, the right passage curves left, the left passage curves right, and the forward passage, with your dwarven night vision, you can see curves forward and then right as well.
Do any of the paths look like more traveled or anything? Are there any like recent drag marks of like tree or anything like that?
Yeah, so you get down on your knees and examine the ground carefully. You can see that there are footprints, large footprints, that head in every direction. So, like, they go down this way, but they also come back this way. It looks like some large, barefooted creature has walked all over this place.
And it's never like, it's not like left, all of the footprints, like, face one way. It's like both like, they come in and out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I guess we'll move left.
Yep.
God damn it, just
Yep. Oh wait.
trying to fix my tokens orientation.
Yeah.
Angularly.
Were you at the perfect zoom? Because that's my favorite.
Yep.
Optimal zoom, impossible to change the viewpoint of your token.
Before I go around this corner, I will just take a peek around, like
Sure.
at the
Yeah.
thing.
You get close and peek around, and you can see that the passageway kind of continues and opens into a much bigger room on the left side.
I'll relay that to my party. So if you go straight, looks like everything opens up, but there is another passage to the right.
Well, does it look like there's anything in there? Can you see that far? I can barely see anything.
I cannot see what's in there. Maybe if I take a few steps up.
Well, watch your foot, and you don't want to slip and fall in there.
Take a few steps up.
You can see that room is actually quite large. The ceiling goes up and the floor goes down, like it opens into a much bigger cavern.
Recommend taking the torch.
Am I not grabbing it? Sorry. Where is it?
There it is.
There you
yeah,
go.
there you
I
go.
moved it for you.
Sorry, I thought I had it.
Give me that.
All right, I think I got it. You want to keep going straight? You want to go to the right?
What? Maybe peek right and see what's around that corner, and then I don't know.
Okay. I will
Yeah, peek
walk
to the
up
right and then.
to the right.
See what you can see.
Looks like a real long hallway that just goes on and on.
And before you see that the ground gives way about 30 feet out. There's just like a sudden, the ground disappears, and you can see the cave keeps going, but there's at least a 4-foot drop in front of you, somewhere between 4 feet and infinite feet.
Well, looks like there's no more, there's no way down over there without rope or something. Maybe we should just go right and see what...
Well, we do have a whole lot of rope.
You want to go down or you want to go right, you think?
But let's at least go up to the ledge and investigate.
All right. Keep your footing careful. Stay a bit away. I'll go to here and I'll look.
Absolutely. You're not bringing the torch again.
Yeah, bring the torch in.
I got it.
All right, you come a little bit closer, and you see that there is indeed a cliff ledge, and then inside there is a room, cave.
Is there anything in there, like, or does it just look like a...
Well, you'd have to get to the edge of the ledge and look down to get a really good look. At your angle, you can't really see the floor at all. Maybe a little bit. Maybe
All
back
right.
here.
Yoka, there's one of you named Yoka, right?
Yeah,
Joker.
there is.
It's close.
Just making sure. Joka, can you tie this rope to me and just hold me? I don't want the ledge to give any way more.
I understand. I can do that.
Maybe two of you hold it.
I'll hold it as
Absolutely.
well. I'll hold it as well.
Yep, perfect.
I will walk a little bit closer and see if I can get a good look.
give me a perception check to scan the floor, which is about 10 feet down in the darkness. You've got a torch to kind of help light it, but it's still far down and dimly lit.
So I add my 6 to that, right?
If that's your perception, then yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Ooh,
Or any other bonus?
no.
No, 2E, you add your full perception.
Yep, just your perception, which is only 6.
Your perception's only 6?
Yep.
That was
The dwarf, you know, his eyes, he's old, his eyes are sort of got cataracts. He doesn't smoke enough weed to get rid of them. He can't see anything.
I can't really see nothing down there. Doesn't look like much. I think we should be better venturing up.
Well, if you say so, you can see better in here than me.
I see real good down there, and there ain't nothing.
Well, I also see real good, and you know what? In here, I don't see real good at all.
I'll step away from the ledge, untie the rope, and add it back to whoever's inventory I used up.
Yep. Stomps.
I'm gonna take a big step up. Does it look like there's any recent like foot traffic here? No.
Why don't you put an expert tracker on the job?
Yeah, let's check this out.
All right, expert tracker, give me a roll, a tracking roll.
28.
Ooh. Let me see how long it's been since something has crossed your path in this direction. We'll see if that is a success or a failure. Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely see that there are tracks that head that way, but there's also tracks that head out that look to be made by the same size creature. But you'll also notice that there seem to be a few other tracks that are obscured by this. Older tracks, kind of like off on the side. Like there's a bit of dried mud, and you can still see the impression of a boot print on it. That, you know, then the mud dried, and it's been there for an indeterminable amount of time. Whenever the last time it got wet.
Time.
Yeah. So there are other tracks that head that way, and then the big ones that head up and back.
Something's been through here relatively recently, and someone was here quite a while ago.
Interesting.
I don't think we'll run into someone, but something for sure.
I have wet nails. You gotta help me.
Thank you.
Pizza time.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah.
In my great Dwarven vision, I can see at the end of this tunnel that curves to the left. It might even continue up, but I think it curves to the left. You guys want to keep going up?
Well, maybe it'll
yes.
take us down into that room we were just looking over.
I think
Maybe.
that's a good idea. I'm going to take a big step up.
Yeah.
All right. The passageway continues before you into the darkness.
You can't get us with surprise shit if he's eating.
I see now.
Quick.
And then I think like it looks good enough that I can go to the end and peek around the corner.
You forgot the torch. I'm giving it to you.
Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, the passage just continues. It's got the same rough-hewn walls. It's clearly been worked out by tools. The soil isn't hard packed, but it's not soft packed. It's that medium packing, and you keep seeing these, like every 10 feet or so, big posts that hold up the ceiling to keep it from caving in.
How's the elevation looking? Does it, one of my expert trackers or one of you might know, does it look like we're going up or going down?
Dwarves have a special ability to do exactly that.
Holy shit.
Exactly that.
They do.
Exactly that. It's
Yeah.
the weirdest. It's the weirdest racial ability in the game.
Wow. Interesting.
I
I was about to start arguing from my mining experience, but then once you said that, I was like, okay. All
All
right.
right.
It's that Dwarven lore.
It is.
Yeah.
The Dwarvens, like the specialties in 2E, I feel like are sometimes so weird. The racial
Oh yeah,
stuff.
they're so freaking niche. Like this one time, you'll really need it.
And you'll have
But
to remember.
other than that, you
Yeah.
always forget about it.
Identifying leaves.
Yeah.
Which tree the leaves did they come from?
There's fucking no direction as a first level spell, which I guess is useful, but
Yeah. Well, it's good if you like just need to go somewhere, but
yeah.
I don't know.
It's also good if you're like completely lost, but is there like a North Star in Neal's world? Since this, well, I mean the stars move.
Right,
Yeah.
but if you know what day it is, you should know where the stars are at, right? So if you were really on top of your shit, you could do it. But if you ever got off on your days, I guess you could get close. But
Okay, here we go. Dwarves are miners of great skill. While underground, they can detect the following information when within 10 feet of a particular phenomena, but they can determine their approximate depth below the surface at any time. So you have a 5 out of 6 chance of detecting the grade or slope in a passage, a 5 out of 6 chance of detecting a new tunnel or passage construction, a 4 out of 6 chance of detecting sliding or shifting walls or rooms,
Wow.
a 3 out of 6 chance to detect stonework, traps, pits, and deadfalls, and a 3 out of 6 chance to determine the approximate depth that you are underground. And the dwarf must deliberately try to make these determinations. It doesn't simply spring to his mind unbidden. Yep, there you go. So whenever you want, you can stop and like focus and smell the air or whatever it is that you do and sort of get a chance to determine those
dwarf a
things.
bit.
The shoveler knowledge, I got it. Okay, I'll do a 5 out of 6 chance to detect the greater slope that I'm going on. Are we going up? Are we going down? Do I just roll
Sure.
1d6 and then one?
I'll roll it in secret.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you're going about even. It seems pretty level.
Looks like we're going pretty level still. Doesn't look like we're going down, actually, Joker. So, I'm not too sure, but it does. Let me peek a little bit more over here, even with. No, it doesn't look like it goes down at all.
The passage winds and twists before you.
sorry,
Oh, sorry. I didn't grab the torch, actually. What the...
no, that was
Do we hear anything?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay,
It's
we
just the
keep
sound of your breathing and your footsteps.
Keep walking.
Does the ground ever soften up at all, or is it still all the same ground?
It's pretty much the same. There might be some small patches of puddles on one side or the other, but you don't see any water actively dripping in anywhere. Yeah. The air is a little bit damp. It's got that wet earth smell to it. Ground crumbles under your feet as you walk through, covering up the tracks of whatever came before you.
This goes on a real long time.
You've traveled deep into the cave thus far.
Can I check the gradient again?
You're heading downhill a little bit.
Seems like we're going down. Careful of your steps, boys. Don't want to fall.
Yeah, you're getting deeper underground.
Hold on, I gotta zoom out.
I'm the same way. We're
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get my guys again. Looks like it takes a sharp right.
The cave continues forward. What are you guys doing about your speed? Because it looks like you're gently going forward.
I would
Yeah.
assume that this is just like normal walking, kind of like with like a stealthy in.
Okay, like a slow pace.
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
not
Not
sprinting, but
running
not.
through, but we're not like taking 5 steps a minute. Yeah. I'll peek through again, see if I can see anything. Nope.
The cave
Looks
turns
like-
sharply to your right and continues into the darkness.
Someone goes sharply to the right. Let's keep going.
Oh, 1 second. I did the perfect zoom right here.
Someone mapping this out or remembering where we went exactly.
Well, so far there's only been one way we've gone, which is
Yeah.
back.
Left and then up, right?
Correct.
All right. Just making sure no one forgets.
No, I think that's a good thing to remember. I will definitely take note of that.
Oh, did I fuck up?
I was just moving your dude to face the
Oh,
right
sorry.
direction. What's is there any concern about what you might be finding in here?
Well,
Well, there's a lot of concern.
there's a concern.
There's an abundance of
And I'll
concern.
peek around a little bit. And then remember, we're supposed to be like 2 and 2, so it's me and another person up here.
Right? Yeah, it's just
Go ahead.
kind of.
Yeah, I think you're also kind of like, you're walking. You're not
Yeah.
necessarily marching side by side with each other.
Hold on, I gotta move.
You know,
I'm just trying to stay somewhere. somewhere close
Depth
to
check
the-
again.
You're still headed downhill slightly.
Looks like we're going deeper and deeper into this cave. Ain't too
Stop.
happy.
All right there, right a moment ago. Poor dwarf. You take a step forward, and all of a sudden, the ground gives way under your feet. And
Can I grab him?
We're gonna have him make a dex check. As the ground gives way, revealing a pit of spikes underneath this. Must be like an animal hide that was stretched over this. You begin to fall. I will need you to make me a dexterity check to avoid falling into the spiked pit.
Do you any pluses?
You get a flat dex check, but I'm also, since Ebner was not Ebner, Joka, I'm sorry, was right behind you, and he did call it out immediately. Why don't you also make me a dex check to see if you can grab the dwarf? So Mooten begins to slip, falling into the pit. Oh, Will grabs him by the back of the collar. Now give me a strength check to like hoist the dwarf out. You catch him.
No.
He dangles into the pit. It's about 6 feet deep. His feet are just right above the spikes, and you're flat on the ground on your belly. What happened to your weapon? If you had to grab him with both hands, I guess it falls.
It would be, I'm ambidextrous. I'm on the left side of the cave, so the weapon's probably in my right hand. It would drop to my right.
Okay, you just drop it to your right and grab the dwarf. Okay.
Yeah.
He dangles in. You can see by the torchlight there are spikes below, wooden stakes sharpened up and placed in a nice pattern.
I run up to the edge immediately and I help. I go and help.
Too.
Immediately grab him. Yeah.
All right. You can drag the dwarf back.
Yeah, between the three of us, we should have plenty.
Yeah.
I think Tom should.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah.
Question:
All
If
right.
I do the 3 out of 6 chance to like check for like stonework, traps, pits, or deadfalls, is that for like the whole area that I'm coming up, or would I have to do that?
It's like the immediate area around you. So you
Okay.
would check when you feel like you want to check.
Yep, just checking. Okay.
Hi.
Well, that was lucky that you guys helped me there and saved me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should do this a different way. Maybe if we tie a rope around each other, we can make sure that doesn't happen again. That way, if you fall, you'd have to pull all of us down the whole way. And I
That's
think
true.
one of us should be able to.
In order to stop that pit's mighty shallow. He would have, if we tie a rope around us like that, we wouldn't be able to get very far from each other. And if we ran into something that isn't
True.
a static trap, well, we'd be very limited in our movement.
I guess that's true.
It is a good idea, but with something that shallow, he'd probably be hitting the bottom before we would
Got
be
me.
able. Any of us would hit the bottom before we'd be able to.
Maybe we could hold
Stop to it.
hands.
Just hold
Yeah.
hands, be a happy little
If we,
family.
Well,
If
maybe we
we-
can go slower and poke the ground with something in front of us, and then we can
I
watch
got a
out for
feeling
that.
I could be poking.
Well, maybe we should do that. And then, if it puts something in the ground, I might put something in the ceiling. We should probably be looking
Or the
up, too.
side.
It's true. This thing is obviously trapping the place.
Indeed.
Can I look around and see where his footsteps, like how he would have crossed the path, I guess? Or if there's
The Minotaur before, that would have come through here.
That's my
let's-
guess,
let's
yeah.
check
Yeah,
that.
excellent idea. Someone make a tracking check or something to see if you can
Yeah.
discern the footprints in the ground, because they're not perfect.
27.
Yeah, it looks like they just end and pick up on the other side. Like maybe you did like a running jump or something and just leapt over it.
Okay. Well, do you think that we can go on the side? Is there enough room for us to squeeze about?
It'd be tight, but you could probably do it. If you're not under pressure, you could do it.
Do you guys think that's a good idea to go about this? I don't think I'm good at jumping.
Well,
Let's see, that's like a 5-foot jump, yeah?
Let's measure. From one end to the other is 7.5 feet.
So that's quite a jump.
Wow, it's a bit of a ways.
Is there any way? I guess I'll say this in character. Is there any way that we know that this is the end of the pitfall? Does it possibly extend onto the other side if we do a
Maybe
run
if we
and
found some
jump?
heavy rocks.
well, maybe someone with a rope could walk across the side first and kind of poke and see if it's anything there. And if
Yeah,
it's
I
not
could do
there, they could tie the rope up, and then you could have something to help you go across for everybody else. So that only way one person would have a real hard time. Everybody else should be able to get across pretty easy, or at least the middle two.
I could do that.
Okay. Well, if you're pretty dexterous, I think that'd be great.
Yes, I'm pretty light on my feet.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
inch along here.
You can do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw my bow over my back, pull out my spear, and start poking the ground in front of me with the butt end of it.
It seems solid.
Well, this seems solid.
Solid.
I'll pound on it several times pretty hard just to be sure.
Yeah.
Well, this feels solid.
All right.
All right, let's
here.
mosey on our
Let's go across.
over then.
Sure. You
So-
can all edge your way around without too much trouble. If you take your time, you don't have to do a check. If you were in a hurry or being chased, I would make checks, require checks, but you're good here.
Anyway, anything we can do to, cover these spikes, maybe fuck with them a little bit so they aren't as spiky. So if we have to come back in a hurry, that we don't,
I mean, we might be able to go down there and, I mean, it's only 6 feet deep. Just go down there. Yeah, and just like topple them over.
We got a sledgehammer. Maybe we could, blunt them down.
I mean, I do have an axe. I could probably just chop them down if that's really what we wanted to do.
How tall are those spikes, Neal?
They stick out of the ground a good 6 inches.
It wouldn't be good if we had to come back here and make haste. I don't know what type of beasts we're fighting.
They look like they do about D8 damage if you fell into them.
Here, someone help me down. I'll see if they're stuck in there real well, or if I can just like kick them all over.
All right, I think we could tie a rope around him and lower you down with all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can lower them down, and you can just jerk them out if you try. They're just, they're dug into the ground and padded earth put around them.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll take the 10 minutes or so to take them all out and lay them.
Yeah, you ruined the trap.
Yep.
I'm gonna put it sideways, diagonally, so I know that it's ruined. But remember that it's still square. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, let's.
Now it's only embarrassing if you fall in and not potentially lethal.
Hey, grab me that hide. You said it was like a beast hide that was covering it. It must be pretty big if it's 7 feet.
That's some good thinking there, Ebner. And I'll grab the hide.
Yeah, it looks like a few deer hides that have been crudely sewn together and then dirt placed on top of them and kind of just stretched out to the edges.
Perfect.
Someone hold on to that.
I'll hold on to it.
Well, thank you. You're an awful strong man, I must say. I'm glad to have you around.
Some would say you're a Jesus.
I carry my weight when I can.
It seems like you could carry most of our weight.
Okay. Before I come around this, Ben, can I just do a quick trap check?
Yeah, you want to search the area around you for traps?
Yep. Pitfalls or stuff like that.
Yeah, there's nothing here. It's fine.
All right.
Totally stable.
This area is totally stable heat.
Make sure
100%.
make sure you keep poking the ground in front of you with your spear, and I'll keep watching above you as we keep
That's
going.
true. I will use my spear to poke around as I go.
And I want to watch above us as we go. If he's poking with the spear, I'm...
The height is about 10 feet tall, so that you can illuminate it. You just see a rough surface on the roof with big rough-hewn logs, kind of holding the ceiling up a little bit.
So on any of those U-shaped log features, I want to look to see if there's any rope or anything else tied around any of them. So that around any of the sides, but I want to watch for this. If something else changes, if they move in any way, if they're not the same ones I've been seeing, I want to take note, especially for rope or anything else that's going to swing down and do whatever it does.
Okay.
And the way I'm poking my spear, it's like I have the spear like this, and I'm just poking ahead of me.
Right.
Okay, yep, just making sure.
Sorry for a boring busy work thing, but do I have any idea how much that hide is that I'm keeping as far as weight is concerned? How
The one that
heavy
you
it is?
just picked up right now?
Yeah.
He's asking for weight.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I don't know, 10 pounds of hide.
Okay, 10.
It's going to be kind of heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
true.
good. Cool. Okay, good deal. That's
All right, we keep walking forward. What is this music?
It's way too nice.
I
No.
was like, holy.
No, I kind of like it.
Oh, it's so peaceful as we were going along.
Here I make sure to extra check. Seems fine.
No, it's fun.
Yeah.
There's no danger here. Who would dig a trap in a weird cave?
Crazy Minotaur.
Okay.
Keep on looking up.
All right. Yeah, let's keep going. And now we got another I don't know what word this is. Another crossroads. Never mind. It's just an end.
Oh.
Dead end to our left. And to the I guess straight now.
When you get to this point, that passage that you're looking at now, Ebner, goes uphill, like steep enough that you can all tell right away that there's like an uphill grade to this.
Can I check this for maybe like a hidden door or something? I don't know what that was.
Yeah. You search, feel all around the walls, check the wood. It seems solid. When you pound on it, it doesn't feel like a false wall. When you like dig in the earth with your hands, it doesn't feel like it crumbles away easily. So it's not like someone packed earth there. This is, the natural earth of the earth. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's keep walking. Everybody knows that it goes up a fair ways. I'm gonna keep poking with my stick.
I'm watching up.
Goes uphill and uphill and uphill. Good angle.
It's like an off-road truck angle where like trucks go to like. Okay.
Runaway truck ramp.
Yeah. Okay. This is big up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Stop right there. Perfect. Ebner, once again, you cross a point here. You step on the ground, and it's sort of like there's like a little bit of a give, like it's a trap, but your foot only goes maybe a half inch or so. But what you do hear is this like cracking of something beneath, and then there's a sound of like cord being pulled. And the ground before you...
Look up at the ceiling.
You can hear something crumbling and rumbling. And landing before you is a large boulder, which immediately starts rolling in your direction.
I sprint up as fast as I can.
Yeah.
I sprint up and try to stop it immediately.
Yeah.
You run to stop it. Everyone else runs the other way. Excellent. Ebner, give me a strength check. Your greatest strength check in the world. Not Ebner. Joka, give me a strength
19.
check. 19 is not going to do it. The boulder comes right towards you. You go to stop it, and it rolls right over you. What's everyone else doing?
Well,
You're
I
gonna take some
think it
damage.
slowly pushes me down. I think it's just slowly pushing me back because I didn't totally fail. I'm real close, but I'm not stopping it. I think it's slowly pushing me all the way down.
I mean, if you had passed, you wouldn't have taken damage. You failed, so the boulder's going to roll over you and do its damage to you. You're getting crushed by the big rolling rock. The rest of the party, what are you doing?
I said run.
All right,
yeah,
I need strength checks for you guys to outrun the boulder because you need to go at your ×4 movement to do it, or ×3 movement to do it. Mooton's gonna get run over.
Oh,
Jeb
shit.
is gonna get run over. Oh, God.
Waiting for me. Sorry. Where is my?
You just click strength under. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, no, I was looking for my character sheet because I had it minimized. Right there you go. Click strength.
You're gonna cross. You're gonna be able to outrun it. Now, luckily, Joka came to stop it early on, so he's gonna take the brunt of the damage and slow the roll of the boulder. Joka.
Such shit.
I'm so sorry. You will take 4 and 3 damage. You will take 7 damage as the boulder rolls over you, Joka.
Yep.
And keeps coming down. You're going to be able to make it all the way out because you're fine.
I feel like I just trip immediately.
Jeb trips immediately, hits prone, while Mooton runs the fuck as fast as his little dwarf legs will carry him, which is not nearly fast enough, and you will get run over a little bit down the way. All right. Let's see how you take it. 3 and 2 on you, Connar, as the ball rolls right over you.
At 0.
So it slows down dramatically now since it's hit 2 people.
Yeah.
Well, the first one came to stop it and got like crushed. The other one was already laying down, so it just like easily rolls over him and careens down into you, hitting you in the back as you're running away. And you will take... Nope, you will take 2 and 2 for 4.
I'm alive.
As the ball rolls over you and crushes into the wall back here. Now let's quickly go back to the end. Joka, you got just like steamrolled by this giant thing, but you're conscious.
Yeah, absolutely. It ran over me. I'm It is what it is. I'm crushed, laying in the ground, not too happy.
You've got these abrasions all up and down your legs and shoulder, legs and arms and elbow. It's not quite broken bone, but it's just been like compacted and crushed, and everything is bruised with huge abrasions. Your nose is at an awkward angle, bleeding profusely. You've probably broken it. Connar, you're in terrible shape. You fell and it rolled right over your head. Your skull's been slightly crushed and you're just unconscious, Jeb. And I guess our dwarf here got hit in the back and the ball kind of like bounced and rolled over him, and you can get back to your feet and you're okay. Meanwhile, Callum at the very back of the party, or front of the party, has managed to outrun it and duck around the corner before the ball collided into the wall at the end.
I will run back and try to find my party, since I have the torch and I can't see.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Yeah. You come back, you find Jeb unconscious on the ground.
I cure light wounds him.
All right, give him 1d8 HP. You're up. You're conscious. You're conscious.
Did my best. Who needs a heal more? Which one of you?
Well, we are equivalent. However, I have maximum potential.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I don't know how.
Give it to Joker. I can always stand back and fire arrows.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh.
Now I do say that we've mapped out this part of the cave so far, so maybe we can take a rest either here or outside. I don't know if we can rest inside.
Well,
Operations.
do you think we could use that boulder to block one of the tunnels? Then it can only come from one way.
Well, the other way,
We are at
it's dead end over there and dead end over here. So we use
Is it dead end up ahead of me? I can't see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, just toss me the torch. I'll just.
Toss him the torch.
Oh, thank you for moving me. I couldn't see.
Yep,
Nice.
I gotcha.
I'm just gonna move this so I can see. Well, if it ends, I guess right here would be as good as any. It can only come from one way.
Well, yeah, I think we should even take the boulder, bring it back a little bit, and maybe bury ourselves in. But then I guess it could be an issue of whoever's coming.
Trapped in.
Yeah.
Back here, Joka, you will see some broken bits and a hole in the ceiling where the boulder must have been supported by something, and then when that foot trap broke, it pulled something and all the timber's fallen down, but there's a hole up there where the boulder was in the ceiling.
That's all. There's the hole stops. It doesn't go up forever. It's not like a shaft that continues.
No, it's
Okay.
just a boulder trap.
Can I get a sense of like how, like, where's the boulder? Like, how big is this thing? Like, is there?
It's heavy.
and
It's
it's
10
out.
feet across. 7 or 8 feet across, maybe.
The big rock.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, I say we could stay here for the evening. I could sure use a rest. Tempo sure helped me, but I think I could use a little more help.
Dear God, I need a rest too.
After that, yeah.
And we done some good mapping so far, but yeah, I think a short rest or whatever will get me spells back would be good.
Well, you just slept. You can't quite fall asleep and regain spells. You'll have to spend basically
The rest
all
of the
day
here.
in the cave waiting.
yeah.
Which, and if a monster comes back to set up its trap again, you've got nowhere to run.
If we run into monster
But
in the
neither
wild,
does
it's the
he.
same fight.
I think our best bet would be to bring that boulder back with us a little bit.
I don't think we'd be able to roll it all the way up the hill. Maybe get it in the
Oh, it is
tunnel
up.
we came from. Maybe like roll it back a little bit and then push it into the hall we came from. And then at least whoever standing watch would have a little bit of warning to wake us all up. Because
We could even stay there and see if we can barricade the boulder in. We got a very strong person, and there's 4 of us, so.
That's true. There's nothing else coming from this way. We could stay at the bottom. The bottom and the top are the same thing.
I'm pretty confident I can move it.
All right, let's move down there then and see if we can reset the boulder in that other hallway.
All right, here's your torch back. I need to pick back up my axe.
Okay.
Give me that. All right, am I able to just like quick move us all over there?
Mhm.
Okay. Just all very quickly move down the hallway. in before Minotaur. Okay, and then are we able to reset the boulder to
Yeah, with the four of you, especially with Vaughn here. Not Vaughn. Callum?
Yeah, Vaughn.
No, Vaughn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your characters. I'm terrible with names. You can definitely do it. You can move the boulder. Where would you like to move it to?
I would. Is it a downgrade here or it's up?
That's kind of. This is sort of flat here.
Okay, then I would guess just like where do you guys think, here or do you want here?
Just like right there, yeah.
Here. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, so you manage to like pull it and squeeze past it and push it this way, and then when it gets to the corner, you can kind of turn around and shove it down that corner, and it ends up right there.
Yeah.
And since we have to spend the whole day in this, corridor or whatever, and we're not sleepy yet, probably. Am I able to like go through and very thoroughly check for like shifting walls or something like that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you can thoroughly check the area. The only traps or unusual things that you find are that spot where your foot fell through and broke this like little mechanism, and the area where the boulder came through. And you can see that what you stepped on was some sort of like branch that a rope was held on, and when you stepped on it, then the rope could finally release, which allowed other things to move. And there's got to be some sort of like tunnel where the rope goes underground and up and through the wall or something. So there's some like small like rope-sized passageways, but that's about it.
Okay. I mean, I'll relay that to the party or whatever, but can we get the rope
from this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull it out. You're gonna have you can get yourself like 100 feet of rope. Yeah.
Nice. That's a lot of rope.
A lot of rope.
I think I can carry it.
It's gonna be 16 pounds.
I cannot carry it. Someone else should carry it.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure
16 pounds.
Still carry that. Let's see. My encumbrance. Is there like one box I can see to see my total weight? Because I see my equipment. I see my equipment on person. I see my equipment in bag.
If you go to gear on the right side, you'll see weights at the top. So you'll see your equipped, your purse, and your character, and then on the right side you'll see the cumulative sum. So like equipped plus bag plus character for you would be. Let me open up your sheet.
Oh, sum is the second column in there. Okay.
Right. So you've got 35 in your bag. On your back and 61.9 in your bag, but together the math is not. Oh no, it does 96.9. Yeah, and then.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can carry that. No problem. Yeah, I got it. Let me take that. That from you. Let me take
Go
that off
ahead
your
and add 16 pounds of rope to your character sheet.
16 pounds of rope. No problem. I gotcha.
And the party is going to rest here, right?
Cave rope.
Can we? Is there any of those logs in this tunnel holding it up? Any of those support beams?
Yes, there are.
Could I go? Is there any ones that seem particularly loose? If I kind of push on them, that just immediately start to fall over?
Absolutely. That boulder knocked those logs pretty badly as it rolled down this hallway, and many of them are at like awkward angles. Some of them have been knocked out entirely, and the ceiling hasn't collapsed yet, but you're kind of curious if it's stable.
I want to get some of those logs from the part that like they fell over, and I want to push it kind of behind the boulder so they brace the boulder where it is. So if he tries to push it in, he's also got to break the logs to push the boulder all the way into the area.
Wait,
very clever.
Before we do that, I think I might got a good idea too. Maybe we tie the rope around this and we all trek the boulder up here, use the logs to maybe I don't know, or the rope to maybe finagle it to kind of support up, and then if we hear anything crazy, we could chop it because I got a hatchet. We could chop the rope, let the boulder go at them.
That'd be pretty good.
Well,
that'd be a lot of work though.
The only thing that concerns me is if it goes down and knocks all the supports loose and the tunnel comes down, we are now trapped in a cave with no way out.
I got a shovel.
I know Callum's an expert miner over there, but Vaughn, shucks.
God damn it, Neal.
I was so close. I'm sorry. That boulder really knocked me loose. It really
That's my half brother.
Why are you bringing up his brother?
I'm thinking and not remembering where I am all the time. I don't know. I'm sorry.
His brother's dead. Why don't you leave him alone?
He was a little concussed. Okay, I'm sorry.
Tell me about it.
So you think it's a better idea to leave it down here? Or okay.
I worry about the trapped.
And then wherever we can, let's just sleep up a ways, so that way it isn't quite so obvious that there's someone up here, but it'll be very easy for us to see if you're standing like 20, 30 feet away that, hey, there's someone coming for us.
Now, what I'm afraid of if we sleep up there a bit, that obviously the boulder's got to come one way. I don't think he's going to put it over here. I think he would just reset it, assume we're dead, and just put it all the way back up and roll over us.
Well, we'd probably easily be able to hear him.
Yeah.
It made a decent chunk of noise when we were moving it, right, Neal?
The boulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That might actually be a concern. This boulder did roll down this thing and slam into the back of a wall. That was not a quiet event, now that you're talking about it.
Right.
Now, what I'm saying is, he would have a big boulder shield. If you know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand.
Roll it up over us and just.
What if he's pushing it up? Why don't we push back? There's 4 of us.
Now
We're
I
all
think
pretty
we could
strong gentlemen.
I think that's actually a good idea. Yeah, we push it over him. He takes a bit of damage.
See how he likes.
Advantage of high ground.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we have the high ground.
We do have the high ground at that
Find a
scenario.
hill.
All right, let's go back here. Can we use some of those logs to make a fire?
Yeah, Neal, those were wood spikes that we.
Yeah, you could make a fire in here. The smoke will go uphill and
shouldn't
continue
make
going
fire.
uphill.
Yeah, I don't know if we would be alive by the end of the fire.
Yes,
We
true.
might choke ourselves out.
I don't want to be choked.
I don't think we need a fire in here so much. I think with just a torch, we'll be okay for now.
Until it runs out, but
Well, we got our ears, don't we? And I got my laser dwarven sight.
True.
it's just going to be hell when we start up after we've all had a rest and light the torch back up.
All right, let's go up there and, I don't know, chat.
All right.
Yeah, so we make preparations. We move the boulder back. Joka takes some of the logs, kind of braces against the
it.
boulder.
So we want the boulder at the top of the hill with you guys behind it.
No,
right here.
Where it was, sorry.
Okay,
Where
right
it
here.
was,
Where it
braced.
was, but you braced. Yeah, so
Got it.
presumably we would.
And
be
then
able to
we're
hear
up
it.
the hill a hair.
Okay, so move yourselves where you want to be.
Okay. Shoot, I don't have any light. So,
Sorry, I just okay, I guess.
One
Is this
second.
fine, or do you want to go further back?
I think it's perfect.
Hey, come on. Huh? My dude wasn't moving.
Also, I'm gonna, as we have the whole day, I'm gonna do a divination, an omen reading, some would say.
Right, tell us again how you read your omens. How do you do it?
Take a big piece of parchment paper, I ask a question, and then I close my eyes and I draw, and then the drawing is what I'm supposed to divine from the drawing.
Excellent. So how long does it take?
It takes 10 minutes, I believe.
Perfect. That is just about as much time as you have left on your torchlight before it goes out. So you close your eyes, you draw on the paper. What is the question you are asking?
I want to talk to my party before I ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think I should ask? Obviously, we want to know the layout of the,
I don't think we'll get the layout. We can always find that out. We just have to be a little more careful.
The omen readings in the past, Ebner, have been quite
Cryptic.
I wouldn't say vague, but cryptic, I suppose. So
we've been going into
best
cryptic
to ask a simple question would be better, such that your divination would be easier to interpret.
Saying I ain't good at divination?
Will we
No.
live through the night?
I didn't mean to offend you, dwarf. I
I can
apologize.
tell you for a fact we will, because I won't let us die. Will
You know
anything
more than I
mess
do
with
about
us
this.
in the night? All right, I'll ask that.
If you'll survive the night?
Will anything come bumping in the night? Will anything come messing with us?
Will anything come accost us throughout the night?
Will a big Minotaur come fuck us?
Or anything else.
The results you get are that monsters go bump in the dark.
What does the, I guess, drawing look like?
It looks sort of like everything is like you've managed to smear the coloring, the paint, the chalk, whatever that you're using all over everywhere, except like the very middle has these like white eyes of like a negative space staring out at you, and there's sort of like these weird like bump marks that have been like smudged over its head in different directions that make you feel like like there's these eyes and there's sort of like bumping waves coming off of it.
What?
It looks like something will come for us in the night. Is there any way maybe we could hide in this cavern? I mean, he had to have had something to make those rope holes or something like that. I don't know. It must be this must be man-made, so there must be maybe something for us to get behind a wall, or maybe I don't know. I got a shovel.
I wonder wondering where the boulder came from at the top of the hill, possibly.
It came from up in the ceiling, I saw. I mean, I'm not too familiar with these kind of mining caves. I don't know what kind of cave this is really, but I would have to default to your judgment, Mr. Vaughn.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I would have to... is it possible to take a look at where the boulder came from and then to see like how far it needed to drop, or where the chamber was that it started out of?
Sure, it's just in the ceiling. So there's like a 7-foot hole, 8-foot hole in the ceiling, and it seems like it fell just straight down, and then the angle is what gave it its momentum.
So it didn't. There wasn't like another passageway that it came from or anything like that.
There's just like a hole in the ceiling to hold such a thing.
I think we had lost.
Oh, we did. Well, why don't we go to our break right now anyway, because it's time. So let's go to our break, and when we come back, we'll continue with our game. See you on the other side.